Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into a skill that, well, it isn't just about good manners, is it? It's a profound capability that can truly transform your leadership. We're going to unpack the art of active listening. Not just, a soft skill, but a really impactful force in building trust and fostering innovation.
Yeah.
So get ready for some hopefully nuanced understanding and practical tools you can start using right away.
That's a perfect way to put it. Our mission today is to move beyond simply hearing words.
Yeah.
It's about truly understanding what drives people, what drives teams.
Right.
Creating those environments where ideas can flourish and trust becomes, well, the absolute bedrock of every interaction.
Yeah.
And our deep dive today, it's inspired by a really compelling blog post, The Art of Active Listening, a crucial leadership skill, which you can find on LeadandInspire.com.au. We'll be drawing deeply from its insights.
Okay, let's start by really diving into an experience described in that source material. So imagine the scenario. You've been working on a project, pushing really hard, almost there, right? But there's a snag. One person in the wider team seems to be doing everything they can to kind of stall it. It's frustrating.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
And one hectic day, you just need to talk to someone. So you approach your business leader feeling maybe a bit hesitant and ask, look, I know you're busy, but do you have a minute?
Okay.
And what does she do? She pauses. She actually sets her laptop aside, looks you squarely in the eye, and just says, of course, what's on your mind?
Wow. That simple action, putting the laptop aside,
Yeah,
that speaks volumes, doesn't it?
it really does.
What's remarkable about that moment, it isn't just the words, it's the action behind them, giving that complete undivided attention. The blog post notes that in that instant, the person speaking, they forgot about the challenges and felt as if she is on my side.
Yeah, that feeling of support.
Exactly. It's not just about finding a solution right then and there. It's about building that immediate sense of support and, crucially, trust. And it touches on something particularly relevant for many technical professionals. Often, we're kind of wired to prioritize logical reasoning, critical thinking, which are incredibly valuable skills, of course.
Sure.
But that focus can sometimes make it harder to connect with teams who might approach problems through a different lens. It can hinder our ability to build those crucial, meaningful relationships and establish trust. Active listening, it bridges that gap. It's like a critical translation layer for leadership, moving beyond just the logic to the human element.
That experience of feeling truly heard, it resonates so deeply. And thinking about you listening right now, have you ever felt that profound sense of being genuinely listened to, like in that story, where someone genuinely put everything else aside just for you? Or maybe the opposite. Have you felt like your ideas weren't landing because the other person was already, formulating their reply halfway through your sentence?
Oh, definitely. That feeling of talking at someone, not with them.
Exactly. That familiar feeling of not being heard. That's precisely what we're tackling today. That's the core of this active listening thing.
Exactly. At its heart, active listening, as defined by the article, isn't just about processing words. It's about cultivating an atmosphere of trust,
Right.
forging deeper connections, and ultimately unlocking innovation among teams. It's about truly giving the other person the space to speak their truth without assumptions.
And that often brings out more insights, right? Things you might miss otherwise.
Precisely. Critical insights you might otherwise completely miss.
This really brings to mind a very powerful quote from Stephen Covey, which the article also highlights. It goes, "Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply."
So true.
It's so easy to fall into that trap, isn't it? Our brains are just racing ahead, planning our next point.
Yeah, it's a default mode for many of us.
It's a habit many of us need to consciously work on, I think.
It truly is. And
Yeah.
to help us shift that behavior, the article introduces what it calls the cycle of active listening. It's a structured approach to ensure we're not just passively hearing, but actively engaging.
Okay, a cycle. What does that look like?
So the first step is full attention. This means committing your complete presence, like actually closing laptops.
Like the leader in the story.
Exactly. Making direct eye contact, offering simple nods to show you're engaged. This body language, it immediately communicates that you are fully present and you value what they're saying.
Okay, full attention. What's next?
Next comes reflective listening. This is where you paraphrase what you've understood. You sort of repeat key points back to them. to confirm your grasp of their message.
So like saying, okay, it sounds like you're concerned about these unrealistic timelines.
Perfect example. And this isn't just a confirmation for you. It actually encourages the speaker to elaborate. They might clarify or add more detail.
Ah, okay, so it keeps the conversation flowing deeper.
Right. It often reveals deeper insights, the conversation progresses, and it builds a stronger sense of trust. They feel understood.
Makes sense. And the last part of the cycle.
And finally, we have actionable feedback. Now, when it's your turn to respond, the crucial part here is to resist jumping straight to offering solutions.
Ah, the fixer instinct.
Exactly. Instead, you propose collaborative plans. An example from the article is something like, okay, let's rework the timelines together and identify where we can reprioritize tasks. How does that sound?
So it's about us solving it, not me telling you the answer.
Precisely. This cycle attentiveness, reflection, and constructive collaborative responses the research indicates, it cultivates a psychologically safe space for dialogue. It eases frustration and builds mutual respect within any team.
You can really see the profound impact of this cycle when you imagine the opposite what happens with poor listening. The article paints a pretty vivid picture.
Yeah, the contrast is stark.
You're in a high-stakes meeting. A team member is outlining potential risks in your latest project. You nod, maybe murmur agreement, but your mind, it's clearly elsewhere.
Thinking about lunch or the next meeting.
Or formulating your rebuttals, right? Thinking of your own solutions, or even just mentally preparing to pitch your next big idea. And by the end of that discussion, that team member feels completely unheard.
And that's damaging.
Totally. Those missed moments, as the blog points out, they don't just affect the project's outcome. They erode relationships, diminish team cohesion, and ultimately, they undermine the entire culture of a workplace.
It's a stark reminder that listening and leadership isn't just polite, it's a profound commitment to fostering mutual respect.
Okay, so we've talked about the why and the what's of active listening. But for someone listening now, trying to build this muscle in their daily interactions, what are some practical, actionable techniques from the blog they could start applying, like today?
That's an excellent question. The article outlines 4 really effective active listening techniques that can profoundly impact your communication. The first one is paraphrasing practice.
Okay, we touched on that in the cycle.
Right, but this is about making it a conscious practice. During a conversation, you intentionally summarize or paraphrase the speaker's main points back to them, using phrases like, what I'm hearing you say is, or maybe, if I understand correctly, you mean.
Simple phrases, but powerful.
Very. And while doing this, it's vital to maintain eye contact, observe their body posture for those nonverbal cues, and critically, avoid looking at your screen. Put the phone down.
Good reminder. Okay, technique 1, paraphrasing practice. What's number 2?
The second technique is the 3-minute listening exercise. This is simple, but wow, incredibly powerful.
3 minutes.
Yeah. Spend 3 full minutes listening to someone speak without interrupting. And here's the key part. Without even forming responses in your mind, just truly absorb their words and their emotions.
Just listen.
Just listen. Then afterward, reflect on what you learned. The immense benefit here is that it helps you break that deeply ingrained habit of preparing rebuttals or replies while others are still speaking.
That constant mental chatter.
Exactly. It significantly increases your capacity for empathy and understanding.
That sounds deceptively simple, but I can imagine it's incredibly challenging to master, especially for those of us who, tend to think quickly and want to jump in.
It absolutely is, but it's truly transformative once you start practicing it regularly. It builds that listening muscle.
Okay, I might try that one. What's the third technique?
The third technique is the 5 whys technique. This is actually borrowed from root cause analysis in, manufacturing and engineering.
Oh, interesting. How does it apply here?
Well, when you're conversing, especially during problem solving, you ask why. Maybe not literally 5 times, but you keep asking why to dig deeper into the speaker's thoughts and feelings. It takes you beyond just the surface level communication.
So not accepting the first answer as the whole story.
Precisely. The benefit is that it encourages a much deeper understanding and crucially demonstrates a genuine interest in the other person's perspective, which in turn significantly strengthens trust. They feel you really want to get it.
Right, you're not just trying to fix the symptom. Okay, that makes sense. And the last one.
And finally, number 4 is the listen and wait technique. This involves actively resisting that urge to immediately respond after someone finishes speaking.
The jump-in reflex again.
Yes. So you silently count to 3, just in your head, before replying. use that brief pause to fully process their words.
A 3-second pause.
It seems small, but the benefit is clear. It helps you internalize their message and significantly reduces impulsive reactions. It allows for more thoughtful and intentional responses.
These techniques, they can truly be applied everywhere. Big team meetings, those critical one-on-one conversations, they fundamentally change the dynamic. It's fascinating how small shifts, like that 3-second pause, can make such a big difference. Sounds like it could save me from a lot of oops, I spoke too soon moments.
Absolutely. We've all been there. And for those with, say, techno backgrounds, these techniques are especially vital in collaborative environments.
Why, particularly for technical folks?
Well, technical professionals often thrive on logical solutions, which is great. But these tools help bridge the gap to human connection and understanding, which is just as, if not more, important for team success and innovation. It shifts the focus from just the what of the problem to the why behind someone's perspective and how it affects people. It becomes that critical translation layer we talked about earlier.
Okay, that connects well. Now, let's talk about where active listening really, really shines in those tough conversations. We all face them, right?
Always unavoidable.
They often come with heightened emotions, lots of layered complexities, making them incredibly challenging to navigate.
They do. The article brings up a really excellent example, often seen in project status update meetings.
Right.
You have team members clashing over project responsibilities.
Right.
Especially maybe when they come from different business units and they're hesitant to take on extra work.
In there, seen that.
Yeah. And the initial reaction, as the blog describes it, is often for both parties to just dig in and defend their positions, which naturally leads to increased tension, maybe a rush to conclusions or quick fixes that don't really solve anything.
Okay, so how does active listening become the hero here?
Well, by fostering psychological safety, by creating that space for open dialogue using these techniques, you can actually start to uncover the underlying issues. Things reflected in their words, their tone, even their pauses.
So reading between the lines a bit?
Kind of. The article notes that sometimes you might find that team members felt overlooked by previous managers, maybe burned before, and that past experience makes them hesitant now to accept more responsibilities.
So it's not just about this project.
Often not. So imagine acknowledging those concerns with a phrase like, okay, it sounds like you're worried your efforts aren't visible enough here. Is that correct? Using that reflective listening.
That takes real emotional intelligence to pause and consider their underlying fear instead of just the surface argument.
It does. And that level of emotional intelligence, by truly hearing and validating their concern, helps to diffuse the immediate tension.
It lowers the temperature in the room.
Precisely. That validation isn't just empathy. It's actually a powerful tactical move in the conversation. It lowers their defensive barrier, allowing them to sort of drop the fight and genuinely engage in problem solving.
So you move from accusation to collaboration.
Almost instantly, sometimes.
Yeah.
Because they feel seen, not judged. By giving each person the opportunity to feel heard, the problem isn't just solved more effectively, but team trust is significantly strengthened in the process.
Wow.
Active listening doesn't just solve problems. It truly transforms challenges into opportunities for growth and stronger relationships. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, listening extends far beyond just those individual interactions. It really shapes an entire team's culture. It actively drives innovation.
So it's not just one-on-one, it's systemic.
Exactly. Great teams don't just communicate well, they master the art of listening, collectively.
That's a profound point. The article shares another really wonderful anecdote about this. A leader discovered just through regular coffee chats with colleagues.
Casual conversations, yeah.
That many had remarkable ideas for enhancing library services in this case. But these innovative suggestions, they were never reaching the decision makers. They were just getting lost.
Stuck in the hallway talk.
Right. So what was the solution? They implemented a platform to actually crowdsource ideas. It gave colleagues a judgment-free space to share their thoughts and even vote on which suggestions should take precedence in leadership meetings.
That's brilliant. It formalizes the listening.
Yeah.
And what's truly insightful about this initiative is the powerful truth it revealed. Listening nurtures innovation while fostering a deep sense of respect and inclusion within the team.
Listening nurtures innovation. I like that.
It's key. This isn't just about collecting ideas passively. It's about embedding listening into the very fabric of team collaboration. This means leaders consistently inviting feedback, genuinely acknowledging contributions, and aligning team efforts toward shared goals because they've heard the team.
It sounds like it creates a positive feedback loop.
It really does. The impact is profound. Increased team cohesion, stronger relationships, and a culture where employees feel heard, feel valued, and are genuinely motivated to contribute their absolute best. Active listening isn't just a leadership skill. It's truly the foundation of trust and collaboration in any successful workplace.
That brings our deep dive beautifully full circle. We've seen that active listening is so much more than, just a soft skill. It's a transformative force.
Absolutely.
It builds trust, it strengthens relationships, and it sparks innovation among teams. It's in those quiet moments when a leader truly pauses to hear their team that real solutions emerge and ideas flourish.
Yeah.
Leadership isn't about having all the answers, is it? It's about creating space for others to contribute their best.
Well said. And as Stephen R. Covey so wisely put it, and it bears repeating, when you really listen to another person from their point of view and reflect back to them that understanding, it's like giving them emotional oxygen.
Emotional oxygen, that's powerful.
Isn't it? This kind of listening not only empowers teams, but also propels leaders toward significant professional growth. So we genuinely encourage you, if you're listening, pick just one technique we discussed today.
Just one to start.
Yeah, maybe the 3-minute listening exercise, or perhaps the listen and wait technique with that 3-second pause. Try it out in your very next conversation. Just see what shifts.
And you can find the original blog post that inspired this and even more valuable resources on leadership over at leadandinspire.com.au. Definitely go check it out.
Please do. And maybe, as you go about your day, just consider this. How much unseen potential and unexpressed brilliance might be waiting to be unlocked in your own team simply by listening with true intent?